Today is a day of great happiness, of the utmost happiness. I scarce can withstand my great...
Pray, tell us of this great event. What has happened that has made you so...
Deliciously happy, deliriously and deliciously happy, devilishly happy?
Oh, it cannot be. Can it?
We are betrothed.
Oh, you sly it so well. My little boy, married. Oh.
Thank you, Mother Neville. Thank you, please.
Okay, well, tell me, my dear, was my John's proposal elegant, or was he so overcome with love that he was barely able to intimate his meaning?
Well, actually, he, well...
It was handled a bit more...
Father did.
Yes, I spoke to Mr. Tourneau on John's behalf and merely stated how suited they were for each other. In age, physicality, station in life.
A match made in heaven.
Yes, a match made in heaven. What fun! John, what would you have done if my father did not say yes? What if he said no, or even maybe? Could you have lived? Could you have withstood another year or days without me?
Miss Tourneau? Miss Tourneau, are you all right?
Grace, such news. We will soon be sisters.
Oh, Miss Tourneau, I'm so happy for you. To who are you betrothed?
To who? To John, of course.
To John? But how is it possible? The two only met, was it, last week?
It is all arranged.
Arranged? John, are you all right? Perhaps, Father, it would be better if we did not make this news known to...
Well, why not, dear?
In case Naomi were to change her mind.
Change my mind.
You have just met. And there are many things about John that most young women would find most unsuitable.
Grace!
Even charmingly so.
Grace, a word. I do not understand you. Your brother will marry into one of the oldest and most honored families in all of England.
Yes.
And it seems you're not happy for him?
Yes. Well, no. I do not know what to think. It is true that her father, senior partner at Hensley, Tourneau and Hill, so the match would be quite advantageous to you.
That is beside the point.
And if John were to continue his law studies, the match would make sense for him as well.
Yes, the match makes complete sense in all senses.
So it is decided?
Yes, John will continue his studies at the university while he and Naomi live here.
Here. Naomi live here. But you heard her, Father. You heard how she laughs.
Well, I do admit it is a bit odd. I am certain it is something to which we will all become accustomed. John did not enjoy changing Mother's chamber pot at first, but in time...
But Father, that laugh! My nerves cannot withstand.
Come now, Grace.
I am serious. I'm quivering just with its memory.
In any case, you should be happy for your brother. You should revel in his happiness, just as any good sister shall.
But is he truly happy, Father?
Well, he did not say one word against my proposal.
In the following weeks, I learned more than I cared about my future sister. The girl could prattle on for hours about some fashionable dress she saw while in Bath, or on endless gossip. Never a conversation about literature, or poetry, or even music. No location was safe from her intrusion. The girl knew no privacy, no decency, and that laugh. Oh, the most odious, horrid sound known to humanity. Another day I shall go mad. If not one day, then 2 days in certainty.
enough of this foolishness. I know radio spirits. Tra-la-la-la-la.
Mother, please! The image will never fade from my memory and impact me adversely.
Oh, I was merely trying to raise your spirits.
Thank you, I am much better now.
Are you really?
Yes, thank you.
All right then. Let me see a smile. Come on now, smile. There now. Is that so unpleasant?
Is someone here in need of pharmaceuticals?
Beth! Oh, Beth, so good to see you. You have no idea what horrors I endure.
Indeed, I see. Your mamma sent word that your nerves are in need of a tranquility potion, but it is worse than I imagined.
Oh, yes, my nerves are extremely, very. Do you hear?
Hear what?
Laughing. Oh, it is in my head! Her laugh has invaded my skull!
Oh, this is serious, Grace. Does this laugh belong to Miss Naomi Tornell?
Oh, I am wasting away to nothing. Here, feel my arm.
Have you tried ants in her bed?
Yes,
Rotten eggs in her dresser?
of course.
Poison ivy in her stockings?
I have tried everything. The girl is implacable. Like a cockroach, she will survive us all.
You know, Grace, if you are truly desperate, my father does keep a vial of arsenic in his cupboard.
Arsenic? You cannot be serious.
Arsenic is supposedly instantaneous and almost impossible.
No. To sit here and dream about it, to revel in it, that is one thing, but to actually...
You prefer to remain miserable.
I cannot kill, no matter how detestable. I mean, she is some form of human being. She must be.
Suit yourself. I was merely offering it up as a possibility.
No, we must put our heads together and find an answer.
Of course. We shall save the arsenic for your mother one day.
Oh, Beth, you always know what words warm my heart.
Now then, back to Miss Tornell. What interests her?
Yes, of course. We use her interests against her. Except she has none. Except for jewels and clothes. And all kinds of...
What is it?
If there were a man with a far greater income than my brother...
A rich man.
Yes, if there were a rich man, and we persuaded him to pursue Naomi.
But why would he?
Let me finish.
And she is already engaged.
Yes, but what if we concocted his interest?
How?
We can send the man adoring letters from Naomi and craft romantic replies.
No.
And then she will seek him out, and John will become insanely jealous, and their engagement quite precarious. What?
The entire notion is ridiculous.
Why?
No person would break off an engagement because of a few letters.
But we are not talking of an ordinary person. This can work. I know it can. Oh, I feel so much better. I am totally invigorated.
Well then, looks like it's settled.
Yes. Now, the hard part is finding a rich, suitable man for Naomi. Such news! It is almost as if God himself has willed it. He is so good and just. A rich man has come directly into our midst. Mama was at Cromwell Hall while Colonel Huntington and his daughter Eleanor arrived. And the colonel's son Henry will be living there as well. And Mama learned that he is very much unattached.
Grace,
Yes, John?
I can tell you are worried about me.
Oh, yes, but all will soon be right again. You shall see. I have faith.
Yes, well, you need not worry. The incident with the ants.
Yes, horrible.
Yes.
And so unusual. Why, an entire colony of ants to find their way into Naomi's bed.
Yes, and it seems in any case that Naomi is very fragile, and I must take care of her.
Do not worry, John. I will take care of her.
No, Grace. Naomi will soon become my wife, and she looks to me for comfort. This is a feeling I have never experienced. To be counted upon, to be the strength for another.
But you are my strength, John.
Thank you, but this is something quite different. May I show you something?
A necklace. My goodness, John, that looks quite expensive.
Yes, Naomi looked apart at the jewelers and told me she expected it one day.
Expected it?
Yes, but not right away. She feels that with my future income, we should be able to afford many fine pieces of jewelry. She'll be quite surprised when she sees it.
But, John, that must have cost you.
Oh, I have, yes, but it is worth it to see her happy. When I save enough money, I shall proceed to the second item and then the third. I believe if I buy one item each year, I can complete the list in my lifetime.
Grace, are you all right?
What?
Yes.
You are too thin, Grace. You need to eat more meat.
Yes, I plan to.
Good. I do not want the Colonel to think I have an infirm daughter.
Have you invited Colonel Huntington to our home?
Not as of yet, but I'm certain that in time.
In time. Yes. We need not invite him so soon.
Have you met him, Father?
Met him? Yes, he is a fine man and a good man.
A rich man?
I suppose he's not left wanting, yes?
Naomi, perhaps you would like to take a walk around the room.
With you?
Of course. Surely you do not think I would want to see you walk alone.
Grace, I am so sorry. I just feel that some of the time, though I do not know how to say it,
Speaking sometimes can be difficult.
for example, when the ants were in my bed,
Yes,
you hit me numerous times.
and I did apologize.
But did you find it necessary to hit me?
Did you prefer the ants' horrible stings?
No, but you could have brushed them off.
Yes, I do suppose you have a point. In the future, I will bear that in mind.
Thank you. They say Colonel Huntington is very rich.
Oh yes, Mother did not let on. He is the fourth richest man in all of England.
But Mother says he only owns a few properties in London.
But such properties! Have you not heard of Windsor Castle?
Windsor Castle? Of course I've heard of it. I have even seen it. It is enormous.
And I have heard that the Colonel's son Henry is quite good looking.
Perhaps he'd be a good match for you.
Oh yes, perhaps you are right. But everyone knows that whoever marries into the Huntington family inherits the great Huntington jewels.
Jewels?
Oh yes, a vast array of rubies and sapphires.
Sapphires?
As big as your eyeball.
Really?
And I need not tell you of the opulence of Cornwall.
Tell me.
I've heard that the room cornices are painted with gold leaf, the front halls of the finest Italian marble, and the gardens rival those of the Versailles.
Versailles? In France?
Yes, that one. I can understand your confusion.
It sounds like a palace.
And the women that dine there must wear an entirely different dress every evening.
I have often thought that an excellent idea.
What are you two prattling about?
Nothing of consequence, Father. Just idle worship. Idle gossip. Idle gossip.
Right. Come, Naomi, why do you not sit with John? He is reading. Why do you not read with him?
Yes, Father.
Mother,
Yes, child.
have you met Henry Huntington?
You wish to know if Henry Huntington is tall and handsome, do you not?
Oh, Mother, you know me so well.
Perhaps we're planning your wedding in the not too distant future?
Yes, perhaps. Tell me everything about him. Please, everything.
Well, actually, I have yet to meet him. Though I understand from how the maid Katie spoke of him that he's a very economical young man.
Economical?
Yes, Grace, do not worry. He does not go around spending his father's money on unnecessary baubles. Which is not to say he does not spend any money at all. I am certain he purchases necessary items, much like yourself. You've always been very sensible with a shilling.
Yes. Did Katie mention anything about his appearance?
No. All I know is that he resides in London. He's very helpful to his father. He manages his father's properties and collects rents.
A rent collector?
Yes, a very sensible young man. We shall keep this young man away from that house. She is far too pretty a girl to be seen. I am not saying you're not just as pretty as she.
Thank you, Mother.
You're both beautiful in your own way.
Thank you.
Grace, Beth is here for you.
Grace, Henry sent a letter.
When did it arrive?
I know the postmaster. He intercepts whatever I may ask of him.
Does he really?
You have no idea how fortunate you are to be my friend. Dear Miss Tourneau, I was very pleasantly surprised to find your letter welcoming me to the neighborhood. How very thoughtful of you to write.
Oh, yes. I have always found Naomi to be very thoughtful.
Yes, when she has a thought. In answer to your questions, yes, I will be living with my father and sister in Cromwell Hall. I do spend much time in London, but it is only half a day's journey. I shall come up every Friday and leave early Monday. I am certain your entire family will be invited to a dinner party. I'm quite eager to meet you.
Oh, no, Beth, she cannot meet him.
Why not?
He is a bill collector and very frugal.
He is also very rich.
No.
Not rich?
From Mother's description, he's no better off than either of our families.
So he is middle class. Well, if he is very handsome,
I
then...
do not think so.
Not handsome?
I am not sure. No one has seen him.
Are you certain you do not wish for me to use the poison? I do not know what you desire me to do. I am not a miracle worker.
Perhaps Mother was mistaken. Perhaps the Huntingtons... Oh, it does not matter. As long as Naomi thinks that they are rich.
Yes, you must write Naomi a letter from Henry.
Of course.
Let him state that he does not relate to others the particulars of his great wealth.
But he will still lavish his bride with unimaginable riches.
And the keys to Westminster Abbey.
Where is Mother?
She had cabbage for dinner.
The Huntingtons will be here any minute. Where is your mother?
Cabbage.
senses?
John, I have not told you, but Henry Huntington wrote to me last week.
To you? Why to you?
I do not know, but I heard that he is very rich.
Is he?
Yes, he owns Westminster Abbey.
Westminster Abbey?
And he travels extensively to Europe.
Honey, we are in Europe. England is in Europe.
Yes, but to other parts of Europe, like France, Belgium, and India.
I heard India's spice trade is up and running good.
I didn't know. Possibly.
Naomi, I would like you to meet my friend Beth Hobbs.
I am so pleased to finally meet you, Beth.
And it is an honor to meet you, Miss Turner.
To meet me?
Yes, by Grace's descriptions, I understand that you are quite the unusual young woman.
Unusual? Me?
Yes. Miss Hobbs, I'm unaware if Grace has already informed you, but Naomi and I were thinking of a spring wedding.
There is nothing in the world like a spring wedding.
A spring funeral? And I take it you shall live nearby?
Actually, until I finish law school, our plan is to continue living at home.
It is only 2 more years.
Only 2 years? 2 years to some may seem like eternity.
Powder room, Beth.
Grace, nice and some double entendre in Beth's words.
No, you know Beth. Always playing her mind games.
If she dares disgrace Naomi, I shan't speak to her again.
Disgrace Naomi? No, John, do you not see? She is secretly in love with you.
With me? That was quite different. She knows I'm spoken for.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Well, in this case, it cannot be.
They are here?
Good evening, sir.
May I take your coat?
Thank you, Mr. Neville. This is my daughter, Eleanor.
Good evening, sir. What a pretty house.
Would you like a seat?
Oh, yes, of course, thank you.
Grace,
Yes, that is my name, I think.
tell me that is not Henry Huntington.
Oh, it cannot be.
Good evening, sir. I am Henry Huntington.
Do not worry, Grace. I shall straighten everything out.
What do you mean?
I mean, your plan was a good one while it lasted. But,
No, Beth,
unhand me now.
please.
I shall not allow that dim-witted, cackling Naomi.
Beth, you must.
I must.
For me, for my sanity. Remember all I did for you when you caught that bad case of strep throat last year? How I fed you, and stayed with you, and even contracted the vile illness myself. And remember, Beth, he is a miser and not rich at all. Please, for my sake, play along. Remember my nerves.
Yes, we mustn't forget your delicate nerves.
Ah, Beth, Grace, I'd like you to meet Colonel Huntington.
Miss Hobbs.
Colonel Huntington,
His son, Henry Huntington,
Miss Hobbs.
Mr. Huntington,
and his daughter, Eleanor. This is my daughter, Grace.
Grace Neville.
I'm sorry. Have we met?
Oh, no. Miss Turner was just speaking of you.
Of me?
Mr. Huntington mistakenly believes I sent him some letters, but I suppose it was you.
No,
that you are very keen on sending letters.
I did not.
And the servants didn't.
Please! I am certain that the Huntingtons are not interested in, Obviously, neither of us sent the letter.
What does it matter? We have fine neighbors. Some of them very beautiful. Mr. Nell, would you care to take an old man to his seat?
I suppose that should be all right. You are as old as my father.
Excuse me. John, come help with your mother. She needs much prodding.
White rice works rather well.
We are beyond rice at this point.
How unexpected. You and father had such high hopes for Mr. Neville. And now come to find that she's engaged to Miss Neville's brother.
Aha, well, I was not more eager to meet Mr. No than I was to meet Miss Neville, or Miss Holmes.
That's not true. You even had to escort her to church this Sunday. I know because...
Miss Huntington, there was someone I'd rather like you to meet.
Oh, yes, of course. In the kitchen.
Yes, the dishwasher is a lovely woman.
Miss Holmes is very kind.
I have heard you are, you live in London.
Ah, yes, but I sometimes find it to be a very distracting locale. What with its myriad parties, restaurants, shops, one can have too many things to do, do you not agree?
Indeed. How awful for you.
I'm glad my father decided to move to the country. It gives me the chance to read, think, play the piano.
Oh, you play the piano?
Yes, not very well, I assure you. Being here also gives me the chance to meet new friends. Mr. No is awfully dear to write me a welcoming letter. Your brother is very lucky to have her. Excuse me. I must go in.
Henry, why did you not inform me that you were in correspondence with this lovely young woman?
My condolences, father. It slipped my mind.
I apologize for my son, Mr. No. Henry's a bit odd with people. He's much more at home with his horses.
Horses?
Why, yes, Henry keeps 6 racehorses. Miss Neville, are you alright?
Oh, yes, I'm fine.
Grace so loves horses.
Can I get you some water?
If you are thirsty, excuse me. He raises fine horses, Beth. What? He plays the piano and raises horses. I have never met a man that does either.
If I had the arsenic at this moment, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
We cannot poison Naomi.
I was not speaking of Naomi.
Grace, are you all right?
Yes, thank you.
Grace may be all right, Mr. Huntington. I wish I could say the same for Miss Tornell.
Oh, is Mr. No ill?
No, I've referred to the knowledge that her betrothed, John Neville, shall soon break off from their engagement.
But why is that?
I dare say that John Neville is a cad. Last year he split suddenly with a very dear friend of mine. My friend is now getting over the pangs, but lo, I see the same in store for poor Naomi. How she masks her despair.
Why does your brother act in such a deplorable manner? Does it not disgrace your entire family?
Well, Beth,
I know him to be quite jittery. He often complains of his nerves. Thus, he tires of one woman and grabs a hold of another.
oh yes, he is the same way with food. If someone is eating a pastry, he simply waits until the person places it on their plate and then pounces on it.
Good Lord!
And who is his next conquest?
Who?
Yes, who does he have his eye on?
Yes. Well, it's...
Beth,
Miss Holmes?
yes,
No,
But surely you would not fully entertain Mr. No's advances.
I'm not sure.
but John is relentless. He likens Beth to a delicate, buttery croissant.
Harry is now. I scarce can look upon his face.
Excuse me. John, if you are in need of medicine for Mother, Beth has come well prepared.
Why have you not told me this sooner? Miss Holmes! Miss Holmes!
He pursues her right in front of Mr. Renaud.
The man knows no shame.
What a fine service. But what can it mean? If your eye offends thee, to pluck it out.
It means, child, that one weakness will keep you from heaven's gates.
I thought of Miss Renaud most of the night. It must be a terrible life for her. I cannot imagine her pain. She's like a tragic muse, a beautiful tragic muse, and a bold, strong, intriguing young woman. I could write sonnets for one such as Miss Renaud. I could write a piano concerto. You see, she laughs. How tragic. How tragic indeed.
A letter?
Letter.
What is it?
Nothing. Just something for us girls.
Oh, do you know who wrote it?
Who? Beth Hobbs.
Goodness, Beth Holmes and her letters.
John, it is nothing.
Look how she runs to him. The poor girl.
Yes, the poor, unhappy girl.
My dearest Naomi, there are times when a man must recognize the passionate fires that burn within. I am consumed by your beauty, your smile, your delicate laugh. If it is not too late, I offer up my heart, as well as my extensive fortune. If you will have me, I shall lavish you with furs, emeralds, rubies, chocolates, fine linen, and the royal family jewels. Jewels. I also have royal blood and may one day become a duke. A duke. And wish for you to be my duchess. It is a difficult thing to break off an engagement, but I am certain you have the temerity to do what needs to be done.
Temerity.
I await your answer. At your service, now and forevermore, Henry. I must admit, Grace, you were right. This is great fun. Oh, I do not know what to do next. Oh, I slipped Naomi a letter in her Bible at church.
In her Bible?
An undying revelation of Henry's profound love. Oh, I wish I could have seen Naomi's face when she read it.
You know, Beth, Henry Huntington is a very nice man, and I do not think it would be proper for
What
us.
is this? I knew you had no stomach for this.
He loves fine horses, don't you see? He loves the piano, ballet, music, and poetry.
Are you suggesting Henry is not a man?
No! I'm saying that he is mine.
How clever you are. You lured me into this little game of yours. yours, so that you can cast shame upon me.
No.
So that you can have Henry for yourself.
No, it is not true. I would never do such a thing. I am not devious, you know that.
Not by nature, but you have been in my company.
It is just, I have found so much in Henry of what I've always dreamed of. I do not know men like Henry exist. But, if you wish it, I shall relent. You are my best friend, Beth. I could never hurt you.
All right then. You say you are not pursuing Henry, and I believe you. I shan't pursue him either.
Thank you.
But do not attempt to out-connive me. I do not take well to competition.
But why?
I do not know. Naomi was just here and she spoke to John and
Oh, it cannot be. John, what happened?
She broke off the engagement.
But why?
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters. Did she not say anything? Did she not mention anyone?
Something about rubies and chocolates.
Chocolates? What do you mean, chocolates?
Did you know her father immediately agreed with her decision? He never liked me, it seems. I guess I wasn't good enough for his precious daughter. Me, alone!
Enough about you! Did she mention Henry?
Henry Huntington. Does he have this?
Oh, John, how could everything go so badly?
Do not worry, Grace. I shall be all right.
Oh, yes, you have cause for despondency as well. I'm sorry for being so selfish. I just did not expect to fall in love.
Fall in love? With whom?
It is not important. I must pull myself together. Yes, that is what Beth would do.
Beth hopes.
Yes.
You were in love with Beth hopes?
No! How could you suggest such a thing?
I admit it's quite odd, but
I must go prevent Henry from making a terrible mistake.
Henry Huntington.
Tell Mama I shan't be home for dinner.
Henry Huntington and Beth Hobbs. I would not have guessed.
This is not working well at all. Not well at all. I cannot allow Henry to go through with such a thing, but what can I say to him? In jest, I wrote you a letter and signed Naomi's name and encouraged her to break off her engagement to my own brother. Kill her? No. No, I cannot kill another human being. God will most definitely send me to hell. And I have heard it is a most horrible place. Much like the state of Texas in the summer. I simply must go to him and tell him the truth. I cannot allow a good man to make such a mistake. Oh,
Miss Neville?
oh, Colonel Huntington.
Miss Neville, what is wrong?
Everything. Pray, tell me, is Henry here?
Her hands are ice cold.
I must warn your brother before he makes a terrible mistake.
Her hands are dreadfully cold.
Indeed they are.
'Tis nothing, I assure you. Naomi has broken my brother's heart.
Please, Miss Neville, sit down.
Yes,
No.
please. Sit by
She's
the fire.
broken off the engagement.
Right by the fire.
Yes, she's causing shame to my entire family. Yes, I am sitting. Will you stop? I'm sorry. It is just that I am so shaken. Please, is Henry here?
Henry is in London. Is there something we can do?
Her hands are like ice.
Yes, well, indeed there is. As I was saying, there's something most dreadfully, terribly. My hands are much better, thank you. As I was saying, Henry seems to be the center of a great misunderstanding. If I could see him as soon as he arrives, perhaps a great calamity can be avoided.
Miss Neville, brandy?
Oh, no, I do not drink.
Nonsense. You're an icicle.
It will help, my dear.
All right. Perhaps one drink. Oh, when does Henry arrive?
Tomorrow morning. I am sorry, Miss Neville.
My, that is rather tasty.
Do not drink too fast, Grace.
Oh, yes. The next 2 drinks I will drink more slowly. A very challenging task.
Miss Neville, Henry will not arrive until the morning. Why do you not spend the night?
Oh, no.
Yes, it is getting a little late and very cold.
Oh, I could not
There
impose.
will be no imposition.
Please, Miss Neville, it is so awfully lonely here in the country. I do so wish to have a friend.
Or maybe a sister. Oh, yes, a sister. Oh, but not a nun. I would not care to become a nun, not even for Henry. As a nun, what kind of wife would I be?
Perhaps Miss Neville would like to stay longer than one night?
Oh, yes, I could live here. But you would have to do a bit of redecorating. Perhaps an oriental rug in the foyer, a less gaudy chandelier.
Yes, I'm sure that can all be arranged.
Really, Grace? You would be my sister?
Of course. But first I must speak with Henry.
Oh, Miss Neville. I think you've had enough brandy for one night, yes?
Oh, no, I do not drink.
Eleanor, please take Miss Neville up to her room.
There's no need, I can manage.
You are a bit tipsy, Miss Neville.
Oh, yes, I do suppose you are right. I do not feel well.
Let's go upstairs.
Miss Neville,
Henry!
She's had a bit much to drink.
Oh, no, I do not drink. I was cold.
yes, of course.
Can we speak privately?
Oh, Eleanor. Leave your eyes, Miss Neville.
Yes,
We're letting go of you now.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh.
Miss Neville, here, you must sit down.
Oh, Henry.
Come, to the couch.
You are not well.
Should I fetch a doctor?
Oh, no, I'm all right as long as I'm sitting. But I must speak with you, Henry. It is imperative.
We'll be in the kitchen if you need us. Eleanor, fix the brandy.
Can I get you anything?
I have come to speak to you about Miss Tourneau.
Ah, yes. The poor creature.
No, Henry.
No?
John did not break off the engagement. She did.
That makes little sense. Why would she?
Why?
Yes, why? There is no reason, because your accusation is false.
No, Henry.
Naomi is a brave, beautiful, and smart young woman.
She is not. I led you to believe her to be mistreated, but she's not. I dare say that Naomi is a superficial, witless fortune hunter.
Miss Neville, please.
She only fancies you because you are more affluent.
I understand why you are angry with Miss Tourneau, but there is no reason to spread falsehoods.
It is the truth. Naomi did not compose those letters, I did. And the story about John and Beth, all a fabrication. There's no duplicity in John. He is at home, right now, anguished in her rejection.
Whatever little prank you and Miss Hobbs have decided to play shall take no part in my decision. I look into the individual's soul, and Miss Tourneau has a pure soul, unlike... Well, I do not wish to continue with this conversation.
I am merely trying to save you from making a terrible mistake.
The carrier brought this. He said it was urgent.
Mr. Tourneau.
But I did not say. Is something wrong?
Excuse me, I must go.
Is someone ill, gravely ill?
Miss Neville, this is a private matter. Excuse me.
If thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out. And if thy right arm offend thee, cut it off. It is God's own will. Come in.
Your mamma sent clothing.
Beth, I do not know what to say.
Imagine my surprise when I came calling this morning, only to find out that you were spending a week with the Huntingtons.
It is not as you think.
You are not here to ingratiate yourself to Henry's family and cunningly claim him as your own.
I came to tell him the truth. I wanted to stop Henry before he made a calamitous decision. Now he hates me and I cannot bear it. Oh, Beth, nothing has gone as planned. Nothing.
Perhaps now is the opportune moment for a small present.
Arsenic?
1 teaspoon of the powder mixed in any liquid will kill instantaneously, and you shall have Henry for yourself.
Yes. Yes, if one were to commit murder, I suppose arsenic would be the most proper method. Grace?
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not know you were here, Miss Hobbs.
What is it?
Henry has arrived. Sadly, he has brought Miss Tourneau to spend the evening here.
Grace, opportunity presents herself.
Grace, would it cause you great displeasure to dine in the same room as Miss Tourneau?
Oh, no. I would just love to have Miss Tourneau for dinner.
You mean to dinner?
Oh, yes, to dinner. What was I thinking? Naomi, darling, so good of you to come.
Grace, I'm so sorry about John. I do not know what to say.
Oh, nonsense. These things happen.
It warms my heart so. They are like sisters.
I'd rather no ill feelings.
Grace, I hope we can still be friends.
Oh, of course. Till the end, my dear.
Why do we not have a spot of tea?
Oh, perfect think, sir, you have read my mind.
Perhaps you would like to make us some of your cinnamon tea, Grace?
Cinnamon. Oh, yes, cinnamon. All the most affluent people in Italy drink nothing else.
I will try some. May I have a cup?
Yes. Grace and I shall prepare tea for everyone.
May I help?
Yes, of course.
Naomi, you come sit next to Henry, and I will bring you the finest tea you will ever taste.
It sounds like heaven.
Yes, perhaps heaven. Beth?
Sir Henry, did you ameliorate Mr. Turner's problem?
Yes, Father.
Thank you, Mr. Huntington. It was very resourceful on your part.
'Tis nothing.
I do not know what my father would have done. Did the fire destroy all of his offices?
Not all, but we were able to move all of the files to new offices. Sadly, some of the furniture and supplies were not salvageable. But things could have been a lot worse.
Henry likes to keep himself apprised of all real estate available.
Yes. Again, all of our thanks.
I said that these are for the men. Here we are, Eleanor. This one is for you, and Naomi, darling. Grace will bring in your tea herself.
Grace will. I would like to wait for Grace. Mr. No, you may have my cup if you wish.
Thank you. No.
I cannot have this cup.
Well, of course you may. It's just that
I do not have tea. What?
they switched cups.
Oh, well, perhaps if you switch them back.
Nonsense. This cup is perfectly adequate.
I will solve this. May I have tea?
Oh, what an accident!
How clumsy of me.
It's all right.
Oh, okay. 1,000 pardons.
It is really all right, Miss Hawes.
You may call me Beth.
Fear not, Grace. I shall clean this up.
Oh, that was horrible. I was so filled with wrath when I know me. I did not consider the consequences of my actions. Everyone saw me bring her the tea.
If she would have died, you would have been hanged for sure.
And you would have been my accomplice.
Accomplice? Well, let's not be so hasty.
And what is this? You may call me Beth.
I am merely trying to ward Henry off of Naomi's scent.
Are you certain that you are not establishing a scent of your own?
May I suggest that we concentrate on the problem at hand, namely Naomi.
Grace, Naomi and I are going to make a berry pie.
Thank you, Eleanor, but I do not care much for pie.
We are going to trek into the woods to find some.
Thank you, no. But have a good time.
You know, Grace, when one considers the many dangers in the untamed woods,
Yes. Naomi may get mauled by a bear.
my thought was far more probable and more hands-on.
What is it?
It would take strength on your part.
I'm strong.
Strong enough to push Naomi off a high precipice.
A cliff? Yes, I believe I can do that.
You are sure?
Yes.
Well, show me. Go on, push me. Go on, do not be afraid. My, what a beautiful view. The people look like ants. Wait, they are ants.
Come now, Beth, do not make me laugh.
Push me. Go on, push. What was that? I have felt winds more forceful.
It was very hard.
Well, take a few steps back and do not be afraid to use your strength.
I do not wish to hurt you.
You will not hurt me. Come now.
Are you all right?
Yes, you can do it, Grace.
Yes, I can, can't I?
You were born a murderess.
You always shower me with such compliments.
believe I can get up. I just swivel this. Thank God no one was around to see that.
I will do this, and I will show no remorse or pity.
Go. I shall wait for you here.
Oh yes, it is best that I go alone.
But what about Eleanor?
Oh, I can handle Eleanor. I simply must ask her to go to the other side of the hill and pick strawberries, and she will do whatever I ask. She is good that way.
Good luck, Grace.
Sir Charles, come quick! Oh, my shoulder, it throbs!
What happened?
A terrible accident.
Miss Neville?
Eleanor, you explain.
We were picking mushrooms, wild mushrooms, on the side of a steep hill, and berries. And there was even a tree with peaches, but they were all bruised and
The
bruised.
point. Eleanor,
Yes,
the point.
yes.
It was an accident.
A terrible accident.
What?
I was picking wild mushrooms on the side of a steep hill. I was on the other side of the hill, picking berries, and I heard a scream.
That was me.
What happened?
Grace slipped. All I remember is jumping down from this ledge and something hard hit my shoulder. Look, Henry.
Was it a rock?
No, it was me.
But how?
I slipped.
Grace slipped on the rocks. They were a bit wet. My shoulder is throbbing. And Grace lay there, her body hanging out over the precipice.
Good Lord, horrible. Shall I summon a doctor?
No, doctors, please, I'm all right.
Perhaps Dr. Hobbs can be summoned. I'm sure he can give me something to numb this pain.
Of course. Go send a courier to Dr. Hobbs immediately.
Miss Neville, you should be more careful in the future.
Yes, I do believe that to be a good idea.
Yes, Grace. You could have killed us both.
I assure you, that was not my intent.
Are you sure you do not wish to lie down, Miss Turner?
No, but I'm terribly hungry.
Is dinner almost ready, Eleanor?
Yes, Katie's preparing. I will go help. Oh, Beth, I'm so happy you're here.
Has something happened?
Yes, something horrible.
What? What? Pray tell, could I?
Good evening, Miss Holmes. Miss Turner is...
What?
She has fallen.
My shoulder, it throbs.
Fallen? Where is Grace?
Come.
And I take it you are hurt also?
Yes, not all has gone as planned. Grace, will you join us for dinner in a few minutes?
Yes, thank you, Eleanor.
You may dine with us as well, Miss Hobbs.
Thank you.
How could I truly kill another human being? Is Henry really worth it?
I suppose no man is worth committing murder.
If Henry truly wants to marry Naomi, then there's nothing I can do except be happy for them. And besides, there will be other Henrys, other rich, handsome men that love everything I love. The piano, ballet, and poetry.
Come, perhaps a full stomach will help you soothe your heartache.
very lovely women have arrived.
Grace, come sit next to me.
Now digging. Lovely.
Smells delicious.
May I have some? Thank you. The chicken is excellent, Miss Neville.
Thank you, but I'm not very hungry.
Perhaps the mushrooms?
No, thank you.
Miss Neville, you must eat something. You need protein.
All right. Perhaps a little chicken.
It is understandable to not eat after such an ordeal.
Yes, Grace, it has been a rather traumatic day for you.
Mr. No.
Naomi?
Naomi?
Mr. No.
Oh God, pick it up.
I'm just watching, but please be careful.
Are you alright? Would you like some water?
Something happened.
Are you alright?
I don't understand. You like a doctor?
I can say the word.
No,
No.
no.
No, is that you?
My name's Henry.
Would you like your mushroom back? She's dead.
She has no pulse.
Mr. No.
Oh, you got,
Hello.
She's dead, no?
I think so. Oh,
Is she dead now?
yes.
I don't understand.
Oh my God.
Katie! My horse!
Perhaps we should make her feel comfortable? Miss Neville? Miss Neville!
Yes.
I apologize. I suppose you've never seen the body of a deceased person before.
No.
Don't hurt this.
Are you alright?
Excuse me.
What did you do? Grace, I do not.
I did nothing.
But how?
I do not know.
Is she really dead? Grace, I cannot bear it.
But you gave me the arsenic.
No! That was not arsenic, that was sugar. Do you really believe I would have killed her?
What do you mean? You wanted me to push her off of a
I
precipice?
do not understand. But to see her writhe in agony. I am sorry. I'm sorry of ever speaking of murder. Please.
Beth, you must snap out of this state.
Please.
He has no hand in this murder. I know it, and you know it.
Did you kill her, Grace?
No!
You can tell me. I
I
would never
said no.
tell a soul.
No,
You
stop!
never-
Stop now! I said no! I had nothing to do with this! Miss Neville. Oh, Constable Jennings. May we talk downstairs? Yes.
I'm sorry to be blunt, but understand the circumstances.
Yes, of course.
picked mushrooms. Is that not correct, Grace?
Miss Huntington, please. We understand accidents can happen, but we still must know the particulars. Did Miss Tarnot pick all the mushrooms?
Yes, Naomi picked the mushrooms.
All of them?
Yes.
It was all a terrible accident.
In any case, I shall have to make a report. There may be an inquest. Miss Neville, I'm sorry to have accused you.
I understand.
I shall write in my report that you and Miss Huntington were already questioned and free from any guilt. Miss Naomi picked the mushrooms herself. Now I must go break the news to her parents.
Thank you.
Thank you, Constable. That was quite frightening, Grace. You're my dearest friend. I could never give you away.
Give me away!
I did not tell them about.
I did not pick mushrooms, Eleanor, you know that.
I do, but you have to admit, you eating no dinner could be construed as suspicious.
I was not hungry.
I believe you, Grace.
You don't.
Believe me, I do. And in time, Henry will too.
Though no one intimated the accusation, I felt as though everyone suspected I'd had a rather large hand in Naomi's demise. Everyone knew that she broke off the engagement one day before her death. Suspecting my guilt was natural. The problem was, I too felt guilty, as the Bible says, and that I entertained the thought I had already committed the crime in my heart. I'm sure Beth suspected my guilt, as did Eleanor and Henry. But I knew that those feelings were transitory and truly unfounded. I did not kill Naomi. Her own stupidity killed her, which, as horrible as it sounds, is quite fitting. It is far better that she ate her own mushrooms than if they were eaten by one innocent person. I am at peace with myself. After weeks of reflection, the guilt is finally vanquished.
Miss Neville.
Mr. Huntington, it has been so long since we have seen each other. I hope your father is well, as is Eleanor.
Yes, of course. They are both eager to see you again.
Are they?
Of course. They consider you family.
I did not think anyone wanted to see me again.
Heavens, what gave you that idea?
At the funeral, the way everyone looked at me, I could...
Miss Neville, no one believes you had anything to do with Naomi's death. Least of all my father, Eleanor, or me. We were there. We know what happened. Well, I came to invite you and your family to a party for my father's 50th birthday. Miss Neville,
Yes,
will you come? I'm sure it shall make my father very happy.
yes, of course. I would not miss your father's birthday. He is a very sweet man.
You will grow to like him.
I did not realize how much I loved Henry until that moment. How could I have ever given him up? I surmise that it must have been part of God's immortal plan that Naomi met her demise at the time she did. It was like the tests of Abraham or Job. I had to prove myself worthy of such a prize.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Colonel.
birthday, happy birthday. Great wishes to you.
Would you like to get a drink?
Oh, yes, of course.
Mr. Neville, would you care to join us?
Of course.
John, I'm in some distress.
Not now, Mother.
It was the beans. I'm afraid I'm in need of the chamber pot.
But I have not eaten my cake.
Come on, find the bag.
Eleanor, has Henry mentioned my name in the last few weeks?
Oh yes, all the time.
Really? Explain.
He once said that you were quite intelligent, and that you'd be quite an asset in training his horses.
Did he?
He also said that you had quite a charming disposition, and that he liked you very much. He said that to Father just this evening. It seems that they were discussing something quite significant.
Excuse me, Miss Neville. Will we speak in private?
Oh, of course, Colonel Huntington, of course.
Over the fireplace, please.
It is a lovely evening, is it not?
Perhaps if you'd like to have a seat. Miss Neville, we are all quite fond of you.
And I with all of you.
One night, a month or so in the past, you stated that you would like to live in Cromwell Hall.
It is the most beautiful house, and I do feel at home here.
What I'm trying to say, Miss Neville, and Grace, is...
Yes.
Would you like to be a part of our family?
You mean marriage? Oh, yes, of course. Oh, but where's Henry?
Henry? He's in the other room. Let us go tell him the good news.
Yes, of course. Actually, I do not know why Henry did not ask me himself.
Oh, yes, I do suppose that is odd. Everyone, I have an announcement to make. Miss Neville has just accepted to become my wife.
Welcome to my wedding day. All young women long for their wedding day, and I wish Beth gave me the arsenic. That would be one way out, but I cannot think of another. At first I did not protest to the marriage because I felt some sort of heavenly justice was being served. It was God's own divine retribution. I was guilty and needed to be punished. But as time went on, I realized that I could never consummate this marriage. To marry someone I did not love was a greater injustice than my botched attempts and thoughts of murder. Plus, Colonel Huntington is the oldest man I have ever met. I think to myself, you are a smart girl. Grace, you can find a way out of this. But I have tried.
Grace, are you ready?
But I don't know what to do.
This is a discussion you should be having with your mother.
I do not want to marry him.
Well, I cannot say I'm surprised. I surmised as much as a month ago, but, Grace, the time has passed for second thoughts. Just think, Grace, he is a very rich man, and he won't live for much longer.
How can I withdraw gracefully?
Withdraw? Now? Are you serious?
Have you not heard a word I've said?
Indeed I did. But, withdraw on your wedding day? Think of the disgrace. Grace, no decent family will have you. No parties. Everyone will always be talking behind your back. And no engagements. Ever. Is that what you want?
Of course not. Pray, what would you do, Beth?
If you must, go to him now and tell him you have never loved him, and this was all a mistake.
That is the best you can come up with, the truth?
You have no alternative.
No. There must be a way that I could not hurt the Colonel and marry Henry.
Marry Henry. Now you are the joker. Come now, Grace. You mustn't have thought I would allow a man like Henry Huntington to go to waste.
You?
Yes. After you consented to marry the Colonel, Henry invited me to the museum in hopes of raising my spirits. Oh, I am still quite shaken from Naomi's death. Alas, Henry is the only soothing ointment for my wounded heart.
I cannot believe that you.
Well, I'm sorry, Grace. But what would you do in my place? Come, let us be daughter and mother and be friends.
That is not funny!
You shall see. Years from now, we will look upon this moment and laugh.
Grace, are you ready?
Oh, I cannot do it, Eleanor.
Do what?
When I consented to the marriage, I was under the impression that your father was proposing on behalf of Henry.
Henry? How could you think that?
It was a mistake.
In the past 2 months, you could not have told my father. Before we made the preparations, you could not
I do not want to quibble over details, Eleanor. I have made up my mind.
Yes. Indeed you have. Will it change your mind to know that Henry will never marry?
But he was in pursuit of Naomi.
Not for himself, for father. You did not know. Henry has never really been serious about any girl. Momentarily, he is drawn to the tragic, the downtrodden, the wayward kittens with no home. But in time, when the kitten is safe, he loses interest and rushes back to his horses. Henry could only fall in love with a woman so tragic, in so much perpetual agony, almost unto death. So you see, it is for the best that you go through with marriage. It is the only way. The only way.
I cannot.
But you do not understand. For us to be sisters, you must marry my father.
What?
You promised you would be my sister.
Yes, I thought one day I would marry Henry. Besides, if I married your father, I would become your mother. So, there you have it.
You promised you would be my sister.
I'm sorry, Eleanor.
If you disgrace my poor father in this manner, he shan't ever allow us to speak again.
I'm not sure how I can tell him. He has been so good and kind.
Do you not understand?
Eleanor, I do not know what to say. I cannot live the rest of my life with a man whom I don't even...
You did not like Naomi, and now Naomi is gone.
Eleanor, please listen to me. You killed her. You picked the poisonous mushrooms and placed them on her plate.
Naomi was a loathsome, odious person. I knew if she were to marry my father and move into our home, that you would never visit us again. It was you or her, Grace. I chose you. And now, there's a choice to be made here. and marry my father, or I tell Constable Jennings of your plan to murder Miss Naomi.
But I did not
We
plan.
planned to push her off a precipice. Do you think that none of us suppose this?
I see.
So come, marry my father and all will be well.
I suppose I have no choice.
I am certain Grace will be very happy with the Huntingtons.
That was always her wish.
And perhaps, Bev, one day you too will marry Henry, and we will all be one family.
Yes, that would be a delight.
She's ready. Grace is ready.
My dear, you are beautiful. Very much like your mother before childbearing ruined her fine figure.
Excuse me, everyone, I have a confession to make.
We are not Catholics. What is she doing?
Grace, dear.
I poisoned Miss Naomi Torno.
Grace, what are you doing?
I always suspected her.
I'm sorry, Colonel Huntington, but I must do what is just. I willfully picked poisonous mushrooms and placed them on her plate.
Grace,
Constable Jennings, I implore you to do your duty.
Grace, no!
Grace, why are you doing this?
The guilt is too much for me to bear.
But it was an accident.
I shall get the charges dropped. We shall plead temporary insanity.
Is there need for manacles? I had no choice. But I do have something up my sleeve. Let me tell you that.
The prosecuting attorney informed me he allowed you to recount your entire confession, and you refused. I do not understand, Grace. There was no physical evidence. They will try you as an adult. This is most serious, my dear. Please. Do you want to die? Is that it?
Yes, I want to be hanged.
Why?
Because I deserve it.
You've gone mad.
No, Father. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Miss Neville, what do you say to the charges against you?
I admit my guilt.
Do you also claim to be temporarily insane?
No.
The trial is set for tomorrow. There's nothing more I can do.
She does not know what she is saying. She was always a temperamental child. This is just a tantrum.
All right, Grace. Now you have had your fun. It is time to stop this foolishness.
I do not understand your meaning.
What are you trying to prove? If this is a ploy to get Henry back, then I relent. You may have him. Only please stop this now.
If you wish to make such an overture, then do so. Only leave me out of it.
I will go right now. I will go to the Huntington's house right now and tell them this was all a mistake. Promise me then you will tell them the truth.
I can make no such promise. But it is a very kind gesture on your part.
Then I will do it. If there is even a chance, you will tell the truth.
You are a good friend, Beth. When I am dead and in heaven, I will kindly look down onto you. You could never fool Beth so easily. I do not know what has happened to her sense of judgment.
Grace,
Henry,
I gave the guard £20. We only have a few minutes together.
how's your father?
He is perfectly healthy, but shaken. He does not want Mia Eleanor to mention your name ever again. But I cannot stop thinking about you. I never realized what a bold, strong, intriguing young woman you are.
My trial is tomorrow. It shan't take very long. I shall confess to the murder.
It is so horribly sad.
It would offer me great comfort if you attended.
And of course, Grace, anything.
And you may tell Eleanor she need not feel guilty. I shall take her place.
Eleanor?
Oh, she did not tell you.
Tell me what?
I'm sorry, I thought she would have confided in you.
Tell me what?
Oh, I cannot say.
Guilty of what?
Henry, no.
Did Eleanor know of the murder?
No.
Did Eleanor have a hand in the murder?
There, you guessed it. I did not need tell you. Tell Eleanor you guessed she killed Naomi. I did not reveal it on my own.
Eleanor?
It is true. I had no hand in the murder, but Eleanor's my friend. I would gladly go to my death to protect a friend.
Oh, no, Grace, you cannot.
It is decided.
I cannot allow you to continue.
It is too late.
I shall go to Eleanor. She must confess.
Oh, no, Henry. If she does, she will certainly be placed in a sanitarium.
Better that than an innocent young woman be put to death.
It is true. Eleanor is only 15. She will not be hung.
Yes, that is true. She must come forward.
Your father will protest.
I shall not tell him. Grace, my heart belongs to you. I am forever at your service.
Miss Neville, the docket is full for tomorrow. We must have the trial today.
Today? Oh, no, you cannot have it today.
It is not time for your tantrums.
No, you don't understand. Henry will return with Eleanor tomorrow.
This is not a society party, miss.
Yes, but my lawyer.
Your father is ready with your defense.
My father? No, I want a real lawyer.
You have already admitted your guilt. What more is there to say?
Plenty! Please, Constable, this treatment does not bode well with me. I shall report you to the head of constables.
Yes.
I do not understand. She said she did not kill Naomi.
But she did, Mother.
No, John. She said as much at her trial, and I know this for a fact.
Then why confess so boldly in front of half the town?
To get attention.
No. She did it because I stole Henry from her. And after I told him I wished no longer to continue our relationship, she recanted her confession. I fear I am to blame for all of this.
But why did the judges not believe her then?
Because she did confess to the murder, and there was a sufficient motive, but that is not fair. Everyone wanted to kill Naomi. No offense, John.
None taken. So, she did not kill Naomi? Well, then I feel terribly sorry for her.
Fear not, Grace. At tomorrow's sentencing, I shall plead for your life's imprisonment.
Oh, will someone please help me? Quiet, miss. I think I was gentle with you when this incident first occurred. Mr. and Mrs. Turneau requested a full investigation, and I refused because I believed you. Now what a fool I must look to you and to everyone in this corner of the world. I will not be fooled again.
I have apologized to the constable more than once. I do not understand this attitude. Henry,
I am sorry, Grace.
where's Eleanor?
She would not come.
What do you mean? She must come. She must come forward before 6 o'clock, otherwise.
I've tried to convince her that she is implacable.
You must try again. Let her come now, as soon as she can, please, Henry.
Grace, we just saw Henry leave. What does Eleanor Huntington have to do with this?
She can state for a fact that I did not kill Naomi.
For a fact.
How could she do that?
Because she can.
Because she killed Naomi.
You wanted to take the blame for a friend. How idiotic!
Yes, Grace, I did not raise you to commit such noble actions.
I need you all to go to the colonel and plead my case to him. I know that I have hurt him.
Emasculated him.
Yes, whatever, but am I truly worthy of death? I understand he is angry, but does he want me to die?
Can we give him a few days to cool off?
No, Mother, I will be hanged in 14 hours. You must act quickly.
Yes, come on, let us run.
You know I need. Yes, you run, I shall walk rather quickly.
I shall go to the colonel myself. Perhaps a warm smile and a gentle hand will soothe the savage beast.
Thank you, Beth. And wear something more becoming than what you are wearing. Please, it is too important.
I shall wear the black satin.
Good, perfect.
Shall I go speak with the judge to remit your sentence?
What have you eaten today?
Pork.
Perhaps go home. Rest and be here at 4.
4 in the morning?
Yes, Mother, I would see you at a better hour, but I am not in control of such matters.
Oh, my pretty, pretty girl. Such a thin, pretty neck. It will snap like a twig. Oh.
Are you ready, Miss Neville?
Ready? What time is it?
It's not yet 5.
But I am to be hanged at 6.
Are you not eager to meet your maker?
It's just my family. They're on their way. They wish to say their goodbyes.
I'm sure Miss Turneau would have liked to say goodbye to her family as well.
Yes, good point. But, oh, here they are.
What is this?
Father, please help me.
The orders were not until 6 o'clock. You must give us time to say our goodbyes.
You have 5 minutes.
We shall take our time. We must make this quick. The constable has the eyes of the devil himself.
Goodbye, Mother.
Oh, Grace, what shall I do without you?
John?
Grace, I want you to know that although I will leave before the hanging, my prayers are with you. These hangings are grisly business, and I must think of my sanity before witnessing such gruesome and horrible acts. Yes, well, good luck.
I'm sorry, Father. You may not think ill of me, and though I am innocent of Naomi's murder, I do deserve to be punished.
All of us do, child. All of us do.
Are you ready, Miss Neville?
Yes. Oh, wait, no, I'm too young. No, please, this is not fair. No, this is not justice. No, please, somebody help me.
Stop!
Henry.
Grace, I brought Eleanor.
Eleanor. Grace, I'm sorry. It's all right.
I was angry, but I did not
I
realize.
was afraid, Grace.
Eleanor, you must confess now.
Yes, I murdered Naomi, not Grace. I confess.
There, you see, she confessed.
I am not a judge.
What do you mean?
I mean you have been found guilty in a court of law. You will hang this morning, miss.
Stop! There's a great crowd of people here. A great number of people who know what has happened. They're a jury unlike any other. They've witnessed all of these events. They know that Miss Neville is innocent, do you not? Yes, he thinks.
And just as many find her a spoiled, prissy manipulator. She lied to her parents, her friends, even her best friend, and made Mary at their expense. She even used the criminal court system, and to what end? To win the affections of an immature, possibly homosexual flake.
That's my son!
So you know what I'm talking about. I cannot merely release her. She is deserving of some punishment. That would not be justice.
What if she were to do service for the poor?
She should already be doing as much. You have done nothing for the poor, have you?
Truthfully, I did plan on it. Beth, did I not say as much last week on how I planned on throwing a ball for the less fortunate?
Yes, that is true.
Right. As if the poor need more wine and song to remind them of their sufferings.
Father, if I may have a word. What if she made nice to him? What? The constable. What if she made nice to him? A little nice is a small price to pay.
Certainly not.
Please, miss, I beg of you, let my Grace go free.
What is your argument?
Argument? Well, it's just that the rope will shave her pretty little neck.
Well, we can put an end to that, can we not?
No. Constable, you are concerned that I have not learned anything. You believe that I deceive and misuse the trust of others, but I assure you, these things shall never happen again. I understand that I have hurt my family, the Huntingtons, and even Beth.
And me.
And you! Of course you! Please, Constable, have mercy on me.
No, that is not enough. She must be punished.
Punished? Oh, enough of this charade of a trial.
Charade.
Yes, this is not justice. You are but one person, one frustrated old person. You would not know what justice was if they bit you on the butt.
That's enough! Henry,
No, Father. I have learned to stand up to bullies such as the constable. Listen to the cries of friends, relatives, and this good crowd. They are good people, some of them, and their words should be esteemed. Hear them when they cry. Let Grace go! Let Grace go! Let Grace go! Let Grace go! Let Grace.
I have never seen such indulgent and dissolute people. It seems I'm the only one with any concept of justice in this room. And I alone must make the decision. Take hearts to know your pleas for Miss Neville have not saved her.
No, please, no!
They have finished her!
Let's go, please.
No, Grace.
thankful for your support. I cannot believe even now that it all happened, but in the year that has since elapsed, I have heard everything turned out well. Instead of commitment to a sanitarium, Eleanor was allowed to enter a convent for religious instruction. There she had as many sisters as one could ask for. Father retired, and John married a nurse, who now takes care of all of Mother's dietary needs. And the biggest shock of all seems when all was said and done, Beth was more superficial than I supposed. A new dress every month and a large house were enough to secure her company, for a few years anyway. Henry left his father's business and concentrated on raising his horses. He never married, worshipping my memory for the rest of his life. As for me, I and my nurse are at peace. Peace from jealousy, scheming, deceit, pettiness. Truthfully, I have never been so happy.
Talk to you later, Lucifer. Grace? Oh, Grace, is that you? It is you. Oh my gosh, how long has it been? 1 year. 1 year and you haven't found me any sooner? Where have you been? That's a shame. Well, I have saved you a seat. I knew you were coming. No, he told me you were coming. Who told you? I'm so excited you're coming! No, yes!
So we want to thank you for all coming out tonight. Your support means the world to all of us on stage, backstage, up in the lights and sound booth. So thank you so much. But we also have a handful of people to thank. So who's our first person? Oh, my mom. Mom, come up here and come accept your card. She made food, and she provided food for us.
She also provided Frankie.
Yeah, she fed all of us Tuesday through Friday, I think, or whatever. Oh, and she's also doing the cast party. So thanks, Mom. Where are you? Come up. So here's your card. And I don't know where your flowers are. Yes, here. Here you go. Okay. Next is Miss Sulik. If she's here, hello. Oh, okay. She also was a food lady, so thank you so much for feeding us. Yeah, she's Kaylee's mom. And I'm gonna try to find her flowers. Hang on. Oh wait, I think they're these ones. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. and Miss Serdursky. She's all food ladies.
Guys, I found her. She's over there.
Oh, yay! Oh, wait, here. Do you want to give it a okay. Hello? Oh, it's all done. Okay. And now we have Ross. Mr. Ross Romano is telling us he's here. He built all our sets, and he built a beautiful set. So let's go there. Guys, thank you. Come on. Okay, and next we have Kelsey. She's our lights. She's not here, but our costume director, Miss Yuba. And finally, we have Mrs. A. She's our director. She looks out for all of us, and she put this whole thing together herself.